Geek Citadel.
This is Warsaw calling. This is Warsaw calling all the free nations. My name is Robert Hawkins, and I am an American war correspondent broadcasting from inside the heart of the besieged Warsaw.
Enemy Front takes us back to World War II with a serious tone. You play a journalist who is right up on the front lines with the various resistant fighters all over Europe. He joins up with each of these groups and writes down their heroic deeds, so that the world will one day know of the people who fought for freedom. That sounds like it could be the start to a pretty cool game, but that's not at all what Enemy Front ends up being.
I write for a living. I know how this works. We'll do our best. Godspeed.
Wait, you write for a living and you know how this works? Wait, how does that have anything to do with shooting a bunch of Nazis? First of all, this game was made with CryEngine 3. I don't know how this title was supposed to be something that was made with the engine that created Crysis 3. The PlayStation 3 version has the visuals of a PlayStation 2 game, and looks like a bunch of jumbled garbage on the screen. I usually couldn't tell where I was going due to all the grain and outright muddy environments that I was traversing. My first hint of fear was the very moment that the opening loading screen began to stutter, and it continued into the actual gameplay sessions during autosaves. The frame rate is so jumbled that it felt like my character was constantly stumbling over rocks and trudging through sand. Even the pre-rendered cutscenes have frame rate issues. I didn't even think that was possible nowadays. It's like looking straight up the crack of someone's butt cheeks and saying, "This doesn't look crappy at all." The voice acting isn't so bad, but the sound design is questionable when it comes to combat. I didn't mean to get distracted from talking about the story, but it's difficult not to with the way the game plays. The tale is all about the tragedy of war, and it's probably a story you've heard a dozen or so times in movies, or even different games. It tries to regale you with the story about this brave journalist helping other freedom fighters from tyranny, but it's so cookie cutter that it may as well have been plucked from the library of generic storytelling. During gameplay, the story is told through random acts of kindness. See a revolutionary in trouble, save them, and move on to the next one. There's a chance it could even be interesting if the game would stop acting like it was running on ColecoVision. The worst part of it all is that the frame rate issues and grainy visuals actually impact the gameplay. Enemies have some sort of motion blur when they run, and slowdown will hinder your aim and movement during intense firefights. Ha! What am I talking about? There aren't any real intense firefights in the game. The AI are crack shots, but they are dimwits who stand about waiting to be mowed down by bullets. Of course, if they didn't do that, you probably wouldn't be able to fight back amongst the awful technical bog. I've never really played many games where I've almost immediately wanted to turn them off. I actually took a fair amount of time to trudge through the disgusting lack of care paid to this title. Once I noticed that this game was $30 with a 20% off sale on Steam right after it launched, I had a distinct sensation of bile build up in my stomach. I love games that are priced under $60, but don't try to release an alpha build to the public and try to pretend like it's a finished product. If anything, this game should be stinking about on Steam as an early access title waiting to be cancelled or polished from a turd. It hurts me a little bit inside when I see games with the semblance of potential get neglected and released before their time. Enemy Front could have been an interesting shooter, or at least one that was worthy of the budget cult status. Instead, we get a fairly unfinished title that somehow made it through Sony's technical requirement group. Geek Citadel gives Enemy Front a do not play. I wouldn't even buy this on a Steam sale for 99 cents on principle. Do yourself a favor and stay as far away from Enemy Front as possible. It's an awful cash grab and an abysmal technical performer for the PlayStation 3. For more episodes of Gamer Value and reviews, check out GeekCitadel.com. Also subscribe to us on YouTube right here below. Look at all the links. Geek Citadel, Geek Citadel, Geek Citadel, Geek Citadel, Geek Citadel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.